Frontier Airlines blaming the snow for these long lines of travelers who aren't really traveling and for all their piled up bags around the airport. Some of those passengers have been there for days. Well, tonight, Denver 7 investigators are looking for answers about why this really only affected Frontier. Well, we began our team coverage tonight with Sally Mamdou. So what's the airport looking like now, Sally?
Well, things look a lot calmer than they did over the weekend. A lot less bags. We're seeing a lot of people come in, show their ID, pick up their bags. So things have gotten a lot better, as one could say, than they were this past weekend. Now, Frontier tells us this all happened because they just didn't expect the weather to be that cold or for it to snow that much. They just were not prepared for all of this. Now, 70% of their flights were canceled nationwide. Their biggest operation was right here in Denver, and that's why a lot of people were impacted right here at home. We've been running these images right here just to give you an idea of what some passengers had to go through. A lot of them had to sift through these piles of bags to look for theirs. Frontier says this buildup was due to cancellations. All of the bags, they were loaded up into flights. They had to unload them and bring them back out here to the carousels. Now, in the process, many still can't find their bags.
It's awful because I have things in my bag that I can't replace.
We were in the sea of luggage last night, and apparently they never came.
Now, we just got an update from Frontier. A Frontier spokesperson tells us that by this evening, they'll expect 60% of non-Denver bags to have been put on flights to their final destinations. Now, once these bags arrive to their final destinations, local staff will be working to reunite the bags with the owners. We're at DIA. Sally Mamdou, Denver 7.
All right, Sally. And as Frontier Airlines admits to the Denver 7 investigators the amount of snow caught their airline off guard, the head of its pilots union is asking for answers. He wrote that the airline fell on its face this weekend. Today, he told Denver 7 investigative reporter Jace Larson passengers have a right to be angry.
The head of Frontier's pilots union has scheduled a meeting for this Wednesday with the upper management at Frontier. The pilots union says it wants to find out exactly what happened over the weekend. Though Frontier's management wasn't giving any interviews, the man who leads the airline's pilot union is. Do you understand why people are so angry when they can't get information, when they're waiting around for their luggage for hours and hours?
Absolutely. It's horribly frustrating for people.
Brian Ketchum says there are plenty of rumors swirling about this weekend, like the one claiming that ramp agents walked off the job.
No, I do not believe that's what happened. My only understanding of what may have been related to staffing issues was a spike in sick calls possibly for the ramp. Possibly some people having difficulty getting to work due to the weather.
But he says what is true, the hours that passengers and even pilots waited to get through to the airline. This screen grab shows a pilot on hold with crew scheduling for more than 2 hours. Ketchum says that one plane arrived from Las Vegas only to wait.
Once it arrived in Denver, I believe it was on the ground for a little over 3 hours prior to deplaning.
In an email to pilots, he said the airline, quote, simply fell apart, and he blasted executive mismanagement and said there was misplaced focus on cost cutting. Frontier has made healthy profits recently as an ultra-low-cost carrier. Ketchum says that history shows that passengers come back to airlines even after major failures.
Our planes are consistently full, and the company's certainly doing very well financially.
The head of the union says that no passenger's safety was ever in jeopardy throughout that snowstorm. In Denver, Jace Larson, Denver 7.
Now, if you're one of those travelers who didn't make your trip, Frontier says you can get a refund. We've posted the form you have to fill out on our Denver 7 app.